Hi. All right, so I'm gonna be going over the kettlebell swing. I love this movement. I think it's great for learning how to hip hinge, which is this way, which is one of the movements you definitely should have down. Squat, lunge, deadlift, hip thrust, hip hinge is kind of in those. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. It is a lot different than what people think it is. It is not shoulder strength. You could literally have a rope that is attached here and attached to the kettlebell, and you could do it that way. It is all hip drive, glutes, hamstrings, core. Nothing to do with your arms. Think of your arms as literally how you're attaching the kettlebell to your body. You're not pulling, you're not lifting, you are not doing anything. You should not have to worry about your arms. You could have zero arm strength and be able to do it. Most people, once they have the movement down right, can most likely, given like very small body weight, can do, I would say, at least 30 pounds. And that sounds heavy to a lot of people, but your glutes and hips are very, very powerful and very, very strong, especially if you've been working out for any length of time. You can do 30, 40, 50, a lot more pounds than you think you can. This is 40 pounds that I'll be showing you with. I really just use it for like high rep stuff and for like warming up and kind of engaging my core and things like that. I can do easily 70, 75, 80 pounds. Not easily, but I can do it for sure. 40 is just the max that I have for this kettlebell. So I'll be showing you how to do that. Again, great for learning the hip hinge and engaging your glutes. Once you figure out how to engage your glutes, it's a game changer. This thing just flies to the ceiling. It is a very effortless movement, and it'll help you be able to engage for other hip hinge movements like deadlift and hip thrusts and things like that, okay? So the way I like to start out is I like to put it in front of me. I am not starting it with in between my legs. I see some people pick it up and do swings this way. You're doing yourself a disservice because you're not kind of setting yourself up for doing it right away. So I like to start with it a couple feet away, reach out. I should feel everything engaged right here. So you can start a little closer so your hands are right above it. I like to start a little further out so I get more momentum. Feet about shoulder width apart, not too wide, shoulder to hip width apart. And you're going to engage your hamstrings, tight core, tight back. You don't want to be here where your back is swayed. Nice tight core. So in front of you, down, you're going to think sweep it back. You want to keep it close to your crotch. You don't want it swinging down here, and it's not a squat. It's a hinge. Slight bend in the knees, but it's really just to pull your hips back. Okay, so we're not locking out. That feels terrible. Slight bending your knees, okay? And you're keeping it close to your crotch. Your wrist, or like your watch, should hit like pretty close to the top of your crotch, or the inside of your legs, top of your legs, whatever you want to call it. So grab and hold, engage, and you're going to drag it up and behind you, okay? So here, boom, all glutes. That is how it is getting to the top. I'm not using any arms. They are simply holding the kettlebell. And I end the same way I begin. So I bring it down and then I let it go back to its spot, okay? So a couple things that you really want to remember. Close to the tops of your legs, butt back, explode forward. Glutes tight here. Back, glutes. Pretend, my old trainer used to tell me, pretend someone was smacking you in the butt, and that is how you're standing up. So you're here and someone's like, whoop, and that's how you stand up. Drive your hips forward, okay? So think of that however you want. Some people think of pushing your hips forward, but with that, you want to make sure you're not overextending. You don't want to be pulling up. Just like with the deadlift, your stance should be here. Tight, gross butt, okay? Not a pretty butt out, nice and tight. Tight, solid, you're not moving. And that's where you end. You're not going like this. You're not trying to raise it up as much as you can. Your hips are the thing that's driving it. And just let your arms follow, okay? So I'll do a couple more. And watch that I'm going back and not dropping down. It's a forward and back movement, not a down and up movement, okay? So feet hip shoulder width apart, grab out, shoulders down, and we're dragging it up and back. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And notice that I'm not diving forward. I'm keeping my body pretty upright, and so therefore having a bend in my legs, but I'm not dropping down. I see a lot of this. Dropping down. Look how low. That does not feel good. It's a lot more back. You want to think pushing back and forward. Forward and back, not up and down, okay? So that's it's a simple movement that a lot of people kind of get, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but overthink it. Just because it's weight flying, it's scary, you feel like you need coordination. It's the simplest movement to do, and it's really great for knowing and getting the hip hinge down, so the back forward, and learning how to drive with your glutes and really utilize your glutes for power, because that is how you're going to lift heavy. That is how you're going to build these muscles to get a butt, if that is your goal. But also strong glutes means strong lower back, and who doesn't want that? Back pain is a pain. No one wants that. So if you have a good powerhouse core, lower back, glutes, which they all intertwine, that is going to help you not feel pain. I just went off on a tangent about lower back pain, but hopefully that helps. If you ever have any questions, message your coach, get a coach, get a trainer if you're not ready for a coach. But yeah, this is a great movement and you should definitely give it a shot.